Public Nemesis Media. There are no proofs. You have just been clickbaited. Now it's time for a history lesson from me, Professor Anonymous Stranger from the Internet. In this lesson, you will hear why Serbian claims over Macedonia and the Macedonian people are straight up ridiculous. If you're a Serb and you're watching this video, you must know that Macedonia isn't like Montenegro or Bosnia, where many Serbs live and have lived for centuries, or like Kosovo and Metohija, where there were many Serbs until relatively recently, and where Serbs lived for centuries and left a lot of heritage. Macedonia has never been Serbian, and it was almost never populated by ethnic Serbs in any noticeably big number. I'm making this video because, for some reason, in the past months I've seen Serbian historians, lesser-known politicians, and YouTubers making claims over Macedonia, or Old Serbia as they call it. They also say that Macedonians are basically Serbs who were brainwashed by Tito to think of themselves as ethnic Macedonians, and Tito did this anti-Serbian plot created by the Comintern and, get this, the Vatican. The Vatican. It wouldn't be a Serbian history video if the Vatican wasn't blamed for something. Are you some kind of Macedonian nationalist who's spreading Serbophobic propaganda? No, I am not. Matter of fact, I was born in Serbia and I have lived in Serbia my whole life. Also, would someone who hated Serbs make videos like this and this? I've made the video you're watching at the moment for your own good. Nobody outside of Serbia believes that Macedonians are Serbs, and telling people that Macedonia is Serbian land will make you look like a clown in front of the whole world. So, you're the one doing damage to Serbia's reputation, not me. Now let's take a look at the arguments. The first one is that the Macedonian land was a part of the Serbian Empire created by Tsar Dušan. Yes, at one point it was land controlled by Serbia, but it was only for 25 years. 25! Macedonia was much longer ruled by the Byzantines and by the Bulgarians. The Serbs have barely stepped foot on Macedonian soil, so how could Macedonia be inhabited by Serbs? If you still believe that the Serbian Empire magically converted the Slavs of Macedonia in a span of 25 years, let's take a look at how Serbian the Macedonians really were. The Macedonians were so Serbian that Dame Gruev, or Damjan Grujic as he was known during his education in Belgrade, founded Society Against Serbs, who killed and injured many Serbs sent to Macedonia. The Macedonians were so Serbian that they organized the Tikveš uprising, a revolt against Serbian troops in Macedonia that happened after Serbia conquered Varvar Macedonia in the First Balkan War. And after the Second Balkan War, they would revolt again with the Ohrid Debar uprising. The Macedonians were so Serbian that Jovan Cvijić, perhaps the most influential geographer from Serbia of all time, couldn't show the population of Macedonia as Serbian on his ethnographic map, but had to tell people that the Slavs there had no ethnic conscience, that they were actually some sort of mass of people that could be made into Serbs. This thesis was so absurd that even the pioneers of the modern Macedonian identity and the first Macedonian by nationality individuals saw right through it and rejected it. But what about this cherry-picked voivoda from Macedonia who fought for the Serbian cause? Those people were traitors and were insignificant both in number and influence. They were Macedonians who fought for the Greek cause, and it doesn't prove the Macedonian Slavs were Greeks. The Macedonians were so Serbian that they refused to fight for Serbia during World War I. They escaped the conscription of the Serbian army and formed the 11th Macedonian Infantry Division, a 30,000 strong military unit of the Bulgarian army. You heard well, over 30,000 Macedonians fought for Bulgaria and against Serbia during World War I. But let's say those were just a bunch of Bugarashi, just like 99.99% of the Slavic population in Macedonia during that time. Maybe they were brainwashed by Bulgarian propaganda. Maybe it was time for Macedonians to return to their Serbian roots, since Serbia has liberated Vardar Macedonia. After all, Serbia had full control over it, and no one from the outside would intervene for quite some time. So let's show them they are pure Serbs. What could possibly go wrong? I don't feel sorry for him one bit. Oh, about the whole Tito invented Macedonians thing. I know this is not just a Serbian thesis, but it's still wrong. The base for a Macedonian nation was created by Macedonians, in particular the Macedonian communists, who created a resolution that was adopted by the Comintern and had recognized them as a Macedonian nation. The first poetry in the Macedonian language was written by them, and the first written history was also created by them. Tito only implemented what Macedonian communists who, may I add, were members of the Bulgarian Communist Party, were creating for an entire decade. While I agree that Tito made some decisions that truly damaged the Serbs, Macedonia was not one of them. The Macedonians were fighting with all of their energy and strength to make their own state, and Tito knew that not recognizing one would turn the Macedonians against him. My main point is that during the whole time Macedonians and Serbs had contact, Macedonians fought against Serbian influence and Serbianization. There is no valid historical argument that can prove that Macedonians are Serbs. I also want to give a few words on the Macedonian language. Yes, there are similarities between Serbian and Macedonian, since both are South-like languages, but Macedonian isn't a dialect of Serbian. There are still characteristics that show a clear difference between the two. Macedonian has definitive articles, Serbian does not. On the other side, Serbian has grammatical cases and the infinitive form, while Macedonian doesn't have either of the two. Besides, the Macedonian language is much closer to the Bulgarian language, with the exception of the alphabet. Not only are the vocabularies the closest, but their grammars are identical and even unique in the Slavic world. Just like with history, Serbia will fail to prove the alleged Serbianness of Macedonians by using the languages. What is my message? My message to the Serbs who claim Macedonians are some kind of old or South Serbs, you know who you are, need to keep the Macedonian name out of their mouths. You will never win the argument that Macedonians are Serbs. The unpleasant fact, which I bitterly accepted, and you probably won't, is that Serbian conquest of Macedonia has caused nothing but suffering of Macedonians. It was not a liberation, and Macedonia doesn't owe Serbia a damn thing. Look, the good Serbo-Macedonian relations today are truly a miracle, and being of mixed Serbian plus Macedonian origins, I won't allow anyone to destroy them. These good relations started once Serbia recognized everything Macedonian. Maybe you're against the Serbian Orthodox Church recognizing the Macedonian Church, but that made Macedonians feel closer to Serbs more than to anyone else. Macedonians feel their identity and country are under threat, and Serbia not demanding anything from Macedonia made Macedonians into great friends of Serbs. This good policy of the post-Yugoslav era was recognized even by the pro-Bulgarian politicians in Macedonia.
Србите научи од своите грешки, од таа остра, цврста политика, вие сте коминтерновска нација, вие сте Срби и така. Гледате, у последната година имате само добри постапки. И вие не можете да ги негирате тие добри постапки, така е.
If you can't stop some Serbian guy from saying Macedonians are Serbs, at least call him out on his nonsense. That's ultimately why I made this video. I want Macedonia and Serbia to remain good partners forever. But I'm also aware that for that to happen, the Macedonians are Serbs claim will have to hear the sound of driving of the final nail in its coffin. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.